go. This is Wednesday night's class. We are going to begin the discussion. If anyone wants to chime in with questions, let me know. I'll be checking the screen. If not, meditation should start in about 15 minutes or so. Hey, Lorena. I hope that y'all local people are not coming on the live streams instead of coming to the studio, because I want Amanda to be supported too. Miss Lorena. Oh, she's got sunburn. Okay. I forgive you this time, Miss Lorena. No, I'm just kidding. I hope you heal very quickly. Aloe, okay? And apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar really helps the sunburn heal fast. Okay, so tonight is Wednesday. Wednesday is the day ruled by Mercury. Mercury just barely is coming out of retrograde. So what is happening in literally yesterday. Yesterday it started to go direct. So you may have felt a little release of the pressure, but a little tail end exhaustion, because this has been like 6 weeks that we've been moving through this retrograde. And retrogrades are always a review. A review of, because it's Mercury, how do you communicate and how are you perceiving things and what can no longer be carried forward into the new paradigm. But because it happened with an eclipse during the retrograde and summer solstice, doors were closing. Permanent doors were closing. And so there's a lot of shedding that has happened in this past retrograde that can be really intense. So a lot of times the shedding, the fear is not about moving forward into the unknown. It's about shedding so deeply and so much that you feel almost like an over-pruned tree, that you're afraid you're gonna die, that it's just gonna die off. Like, am I gonna cease to exist? Because I am shedding so much and letting go of so much. And that's the energy that's happening, but it can also be exhausting. So like today, I literally took an hour nap, and I never, ever do that, but it's been exhausting. So I know for sure, like, recharging is something that I need to do every single day. Rest, recharge. Because my well is being depleted very quickly through these kinds of shifts. So is there anything you want to share? Anyone? Questions about what you've been moving through? Anyone on the live stream, if you have a question or something that you want to share, we can do some shadow work before we get into the meditation. But I am feeling, especially for myself, but in the collective, there's an exhaustion happening. So really, like, get you super relaxed and recharged would probably be a good thing. Tapping into both the cosmos and Mother Earth as sources, so you can connect with those energies too. But is there anything that you want to share that you've been going through? Maybe something that you can't seem to quite fix the perception on and move through? Because we can do that too.
I think it just resonated with this week for me, and really these last 2 months, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, definitely 2 months, because once the shadow aspect starts before it even goes retrograde, that's like a preview of the review. So it gives you like, okay, this is what you need to be working on during the retrograde, and it's the couple weeks that precede the actual retrograde. And then when it goes retrograde, it's like retrograde for 6 weeks. But Mercury goes retrograde usually three times a year. So there will be another one. But the reason why technology and that goes on the blink is because of communication. But this one was intense. This one was super intense because of that eclipse and also the summer solstice. So did you move through it okay? Or are you just exhausted?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
I definitely share the exhaustion. It makes sense that you said that and stuff. I know what we've worked through and like have discussed and stuff like that. And like today, oddly enough, like I had this almost hour-long conversation with my bosses and just kind of said that I'm kind of like sporadic, and I was like, well, these are like my 3 goals, and they're like, well, in the military, how do we kill 3 people at once? You know, you have to get the person that's closest to you, and the next closest, and the furthest away. So they're like, that's how you need to tackle this goal or this challenge, is the thing that's closest to you that you can annihilate first, you know, succeed first, and then the other ones. And then they started talking about like what success was to me. And so coming out of this retrograde, I think I've definitely reviewed what I thought success was before and into what I believe my success will be. So
That's a huge one. So that's a great point. I love that. Thank you for bringing that up. Like our image or expectation of what success is being completely overhauled. And so I love that. Like you are right on point with the collective. Like the collective is really starting to rewrite like what is success? Success is not a 9 to 5 with a 401k. Like success is actually self first, right? Like how do I feel? And do you feel like you're pretty in alignment with that, or you're needing to still like tweak?
I feel like
Good. I feel you are too. That's awesome. Mr. Man in the corner.
During this period of time, I've been feeling tired as well. That sleep during the middle of the day, and that nighttime is the
So you need energy too. How about anything shift for you communication wise or perception wise? Any big shifts? Yeah, see, I have here that I knocked out super early too. Amanda, you should be here. Okay, what does this say? Kyle, hey, hi Kyle. Everybody say hi to Kyle. My friend told me I don't have an aura. Okay, so here's the thing with aura. So that's been bugging you perception-wise, right? Kyle said that his friend told him he didn't have an aura. And Kyle, you actually do have an aura. So here's what I see usually in 99% of people is that their aura is really small, okay? And it wraps around their body, but there are just like breaks in the aura. The aura is not complete. And when the aura is complete, it can actually expand. But Kyle, you do have an aura. And it's not black. Mwah. So, and I want to ask you though, how did you feel about that? So it was told to me once, when you're flying, Sherry, and I was told this by a very ascended friend, when you're flying anywhere, make sure that you see at least one person getting on that plane with you that has an aura. But if you see that no one has auras, do not get on that plane. And I found that very interesting, so that's something I always look for. So, Becca, yeah, but not everyone sees like you see. Becca's like, everything has an aura, which is true. There's no such thing as even inanimate objects. Everything is energy, so energy, of course, gives off frequency, and frequencies create aura. So yes, I agree with you, Becca. And Amanda waves too. Hi, Amanda. And I'm going to tell you, like I told Lorena, all you local people, make sure that you're still supporting Miss Amanda, because she was really nice to let me live stream this class. But I don't want people to not like show up to class now, because they can just be like doing this in their jammies. Okay, so Lorena says, I had a big shift with someone I previously intersected with a few weeks ago. I had a lot of abandonment / jealousy from the first encounter. This weekend I encountered them again and it didn't hurt. So that's the deeper level of consciousness. That means that you are no longer approaching that person through trauma. So you're not creating that trauma response, you're actually responding from your consciousness. That shows growth, and that's awesome. High five. I felt lighter and more heart open, definitely. Heart open is the way that you respond consciously. Because when you think your way through experiences, or think before you speak, or think before you act, remember it always creates defensiveness, and it is negotiable. Everything that you say is negotiable. But if you approach everything through heart-centered, highest integrity and intent, it's not negotiable. So you feel before you think, feel before you act, and move through your human experience from that space. It's not negotiable. Danny says, yes, I never thought about the flight thing. So interesting, right? I thought it was very interesting too. So I always look. Okay, so sometimes people do that. And so this is what I find, Kyle, because I'm glad you said that instead of wondering about yourself. So Kyle's response to my question about him perceiving that was, it made me wonder why he perceived that. So it's not complete, like missing piece or a puzzle, right? Like it has breaks in it, okay? And just like I have never experienced you like with a completely blocked chakra, right? But there's congestion in the chakras, which causes, so like if you have a spinning vortex, right? And then you toss an apple in it, it's gonna be off balance like a washing machine, right? Or like all the clothes go to one side and it's gonna be like dunk, dunk, right? That's exactly how I experience chakras when they're congested. And that type of energy coming out of the body, that frequency, causes breaks in the aura. So it's not like saying you're broken. It's just like a misfiring. Does that make sense? But I'm glad that you questioned his perception instead of saying there's something wrong with me, because there's not. So here's the thing. What I tend to find to be a truth, and not tend, what I find to be true, anytime that someone challenges me in a way that feels condescending spiritually, it's really them trying to take me down because they realize that they can't meet me. I can't be met where I'm at, so they try to take me down. And so when you actually say, why would they see that? You're staying in your high frequency. But if you say like, wow, do I? What's wrong with me? It takes you down to where they're at. And so I would be willing to bet, and I'm gonna ask you this question now, what happened after that? Did you guys go your separate ways, or did you continue to share a meal? What happened? Becca says, see if there is anyone near you that can scan you with their bio. I love Becca. So Becca's got this really cool machine. It's called a BioWell camera, and literally you stick every finger into this little hole, and it takes pictures of your aura, your auric field, and your chakras. It's really badass, but it's uber expensive. It would probably be cheaper for you to like drive to Colorado and see Becca. Oh, she's in Hawaii right now. Never mind. Scratch that. Well, that thing, yeah, the photon field. She said it doesn't read auras, but it's the photon field around the body, which is pretty much the same thing. It's the frequency that creates the, okay, around your body, and you can give a good representation of where you're at. Right, so perfect. You answered exactly what I would say, proved what I just said to be true, that you guys always go your separate ways. All he wants to do is go out and drink. Yes, so he is trying to take you down to his level because he realizes he can't meet you. So I think Kyle's a good drinking buddy. Let me see if I could take him down a notch and he'll stick around. Yeah, fuck all that, Kyle. Walk on by. Okay, Danny, you can drive to see Becca after the 30th. Danny's plugging Becca. Yes, after the 30th. I love you, Becca. But I'm gonna go see Becca before she goes to Hawaii for good. So I'm gonna just start meditation then, if there aren't any other questions, because we've got silence in the room here. And what I'm going to do is really get you relaxed and then recharged. So we're gonna tap into the cosmos and we're going to tap into Mother Earth, both of them. I'm gonna show you how to do that so that you can replenish your energy. I love you too, Becca. Becca was my big sister in Atlantis. She's my big sister. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. Get yourself really comfortable. You can lie down for this. What I would recommend if you're lying down, try to be as flat as you can and separate the legs a little bit so that you're almost like a starfish, arms out to the side. If you're sitting, just have yourself be really comfortable in a way that you will not shift during this. And I'm gonna let you guys look at the candles. I'm not gonna keep the camera on me today. Danny, love and hearts to you too, Danny. Val, that's the third one now that should be here instead of on the live. I told Val, you're just joining. I told them, I said, look, I hope y'all are still supporting Amanda because she was so sweet to let me live stream this. So if you don't come to my class because you want to do it in your jammies, please still support the studio because I love Amanda and I don't want her to feel put out by me doing this. So, okay, I love y'all. Get really comfortable. We're gonna start. So remember that deep breath starts beneath the belly button. So let's join us as a one energy. So let's take a deep, unified breath together. Nice and full and deep, and now release with a sigh. We are one. We are one. And so as I mention a body part, allow not only your awareness, but your breath to go to that space and fully let go of all muscle control over that body part. So we're going to start at the pinky toes, second toe, the middle toes, second to the big toe, and the big toes. You should be able to begin feeling this gentle vibration or tingling happening just beneath the skin's surface in the toes, now into the balls of the feet. The arches, tops of the feet, the heels, feeling the full weight of the feet now anchoring the bottom of the body. Moving over the ankles into the shins and calves, and feeling that gentle tug at the knees as the entire lower legs now are completely relaxed. And see if while we are moving the breath and awareness up the body, if you can also move that vibration with. I want you to be able to feel that coursing, that tingling, moving through the body as your awareness also moves through the body. And the softer the physical body is, the more fully the soul can come into that space. when the body is riddled with tension, tightness, and misfiring like that washing machine, that's what makes it difficult to move the vibration through the body. The soul has a really hard time sliding up into that earth suit. It's like sticking your hand into a cement glove. So instead, really soften, surrendering the physical body. And the soul will slide right into the earth suit like the hand in latex instead. And that's when you'll really feel the vibration, your awareness and breath free flowing from toes to top. And so moving past the knees now, coming into the thighs, we tend to store lots of emotion in our thighs, so really spend a few breath rotations in this space. And remember, rule of thumb is that the exhale is longer and slower than the inhale. Let it really be organic. If your inhale is 4 seconds, let that exhale be 6, 8, but don't force it. It needs to feel easy because you're just letting go, and every exhale is liberating you deeper and deeper. But the thighs are usually the first place where we brace ourselves when we're moving through fear or the unknown, just kind of bracing ourselves. So even remember, when you're fearless, it's not absent of fear. That's not what fearless is. Fearless is facing fear and then being able to still move forward. That's fearless. Your fear is stored in cell memory of the body. So when you're faced with something that feels familiar, this could be even past life, it's written in our DNA. So that bracing behavior is very old. To rewrite the cell memory, you must react differently when that happens. So when you feel that tightening and that urge to brace, really let the breath soften. So from knees to hips now, really let go. Remind yourself it is safe to be in this body. It is safe to be in this body. And when you really let go of the thighs, you'll feel the glutes completely soften. The hips will gently roll open. And you'll feel that rush of awareness and breath into the pelvic floor. And so moving upwards now around the tailbone, into the left hip, into the right hip. Feel the exhale liberating you. And so when you move into the lower pelvis, that lower abdomen, this is where we tend to store our most horrific trauma, our deepest emotional pain. And so if the breath feels really sluggish when you move into this space, just see if you can pause after the inhale, even if it's only for 2 seconds. Inhale, pause, and then let that exhale be a sigh. And you'll feel that each breath doing that chisels away at the heaviness that you have stored in your body. And you'll feel the softening happen. breathing around the waist. Feel the expanding, and the breath begins to feel deeper and fuller. And you can feel that churning happening. It could feel like flutters, churning, vibration, waves of warmth, tingling. All of that is your soul doing the happy dance inside the earth suit. Moving into the upper stomach and the middle back. Let the breath press into any nervous energy stored there. And you can feel it starting to even out. It'll help that erratic energy become even, balanced, softer. Moving around the lower edge of the rib cage, just softening all of that space. Any guilt that you're holding on to through the shedding process of this retrograde is stored right here. So just breathe into that and know that everything happens for your highest good. Nothing is happening to you, it is happening for you. Choosing you. Choosing you should never be held as guilt in the body. That is the most self-loving thing you can do. Moving into the chest. Allowing the breath to press into the breastbone, the sternum, all the way to the base of the neck. The spine, all the way to the base of the neck. Moving up the left side of the torso into the shoulder. Up the right side of the torso into the right shoulder, and feel the softening. And again, any heaviness, allow yourself to pause after that inhale, and then release with a sigh. And you can even do a ha through the heart space. It really flushes that heart chakra. I felt that. Good job. Beautiful. And feel how now the breath feels nearly effortless. And the shoulders release and roll open, finding their way to the floor and away from the ears. Softening that high heart around the collarbone. This is your compassion for self. Yes, you deserve compassion. You deserve love. Softening the neck and the throat. Feel how powerful the breath is. Your breath is harnessing the sacred power of wind in your very own body. of you. Feel that moving through your throat and into your lungs and into every cell of your body. Around the ears and the jaw. The chin and around the mouth, softening the tongue. The cheekbones and around the nose. The temples and around the eyes, between the brows, the forehead, and feel how good that feels to soften the face. Without absolutely any need to express yourself physically. Feel how good that feels. To feel your vibration in your lips, in the tip of your nose and through your forehead, the top of the head and the back of the scalp. Feeling now the full weight of the head, just soft, anchoring the top of the body. And feeling that gentle pull between your feet and the top of your head, expanding, softening. And moving now down the shoulders, into the triceps and biceps, and that upper middle back further softening to release the shoulders. And the arms are the extension of the heart, so you can feel that expanding of the heart energy. Past the elbows, into the forearms, the wrists, the backs of the hands and the palms, pinkies, the ring fingers, the middle fingers, the index fingers, and the thumbs. And so take this moment now to do a complete scan of the body. And see if there's any little corner or curve or crack where you're still holding tightness, tension, or the urge to brace yourself. Sending the awareness and the breath right into that space. Any little space that the breath wants to bypass, or that your awareness wanted to avoid moving up the body, and just send the awareness and breath there now. With love, send it with love. for those of you who were with me last week and did grounding, I want you to drop that root from the base of the spine now, and on the inhale, construct the root, and on the exhale, driving it downward, tapping into Mother Earth. And you want this to be at least 24 inches deep, the length of your arm, in order to be firmly grounded. And to really, really be able to reach those astronomical heights, you must be grounded and have a healthy root energy. And so getting yourself grounded every single day in this way really helps to heal that root chakra. Tapping into Mother Earth, and remember, always approaching with gratitude and love and reverence. Thank you, Mother Earth. She is the true epitome of mother. She really can't help herself but to help you heal. And so you'll feel a gentle pulling as soon as you tap into her, helping to drain any of those heavy energies that are just kind of stuck in the body, most especially in the lower chakras. And then an immediate balancing of your energy, because her frequency is a deep and calming frequency of unconditional love. Don't confuse that with high vibration. Her vibration is very high, but the frequency is deep and slow. It's beautiful, creamy frequency that helps balance the emotional body. So remember, every inhale, you're constructing that root from the base of the tailbone. It becomes an extension of your spine. And every exhale, driving it downward. This root is pliable, indestructible, and driving it downward. And you can feel how everything just feels right. And so being grounded, she supports you even when you forget to support yourself. That unconditional, nurturing mother energy. So feel the gratitude for that. Thank you. Thank you, Mother. Thank you. And so now I want you to connect with the crown in the top center of your head. And I want you to pull the breath in and out of that space. And so the breath will swirl in a clockwise direction, almost like a corkscrew, as you inhale. And every exhale is just a release of exhaust, almost like the blowhole of a whale. I want you to imagine that. So if you need to imagine that you have a nose directly in the center top of your head to pull the breath in and out of that space, that's fine. But you're going to draw the breath through the crown and swirling in the direction of the chakra, which is from left towards the front of the cranium, to the right, to the back. So that's the direction it spins. So just feel that as you corkscrew that breath into the cranium, and every exhale is just a release of exhaust. Anything that is in the way of that breath, because the breath will purify that crown chakra. is just removed with that exhale. It's just blown directly right out of the crown. Breath in, exhaust out. And on this next breath, I want you to infuse that breath with the beautiful light of the cosmos. And so as you call in that light, you'll notice, beautiful, this strand of light drops out of the cosmos and taps directly into you, like an umbilical cord from Source. And you can feel that, this lifeline from Source. It is indestructible, and it can be any color that you wish. And it has beautiful iridescent and silver strands running through it. It is the most brilliant and beautiful light that you have ever seen. And your whole being begins to dance at the delight of this light entering your crown. Because this light is you in your truest form, this pure vibration of love. And so now this breath, as it corkscrews into the body like this whirlwind of love, feel how it starts to spread through the inner spaces of the body. And only move as far as the breath and awareness allows you. This is not a race. This is a purifying and recharging of your spirit from Source. You are reconnecting your lifeline to Source, that beautiful, etheric umbilical cord that comes through your crown into the human form and spills into every inner space. And remember, every exhale is like a releasing of exhaust, anything that is not you, any debris, energetic pollution, heaviness, darkness, is just released with that exhale. And it starts to move further and deeper into the body, filling the entire head and face. Through the brow chakra, and all of those minor chakras in the face, coming down into the throat. And yes, it is normal to feel the squeezing happening in the face. When the ajna, the brow chakra, becomes stimulated, you'll feel that around the eyes and in the bridge of the nose. It's completely normal. That is the power of you. Feeling it now coming through the neck and spilling into the torso from that high heart, the base of the neck, and then this light just spreads. And meeting with the heart space, it's going to go really quickly. So allow that to happen. Allow that light to spread through the entire space of the heart, all the way into the fingertips, as quickly as it wishes. because now all of that energy becomes infused with the heart space and breath. Enlivening the spirit, awakening those dormant spaces of the physical body, feeling renewed, recharged. And if you feel any emotion bubbling to the surface, allow yourself to process that, because this can definitely make you feel emotional. And the greatest gift of self-love is permission. Permission to move through all the feels, and you may even feel manic for a minute. It may feel like you have to ugly cry, and then all of a sudden, when you permit yourself to cry, it's gone as quickly as it comes. And then bliss. Bliss on the tail end of that permission, the reward for self-loving. Moving now into the solar plexus, and feel that, how it feels almost like a call to action to have this cosmic energy pouring into the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is the energetic space that houses knowledge of path and purpose. So if you've been really on the fence or confused about what you're here to do, feel that. Let that energy replenish and renew your zest for life, to tap awake the passion that's been kind of sleeping there as you pretend to be something you're not, or maybe in a lifeless position or job where you're just playing a role that's really not honoring the honest and true you. Let that energy cleanse all of that energy. Let that cosmic renewal reawaken that spark of passion in your solar plexus. Awaken the remembering. This is why I'm here, and this is what I am here to do. It is always on time. It is never too late. It is always on time. No time is wasted. Now moving down past the waist into the sacral, beneath the belly button, and allowing that beautiful cosmic light and energy to spill into each hip, swirling in that lower abdominal space, around the tailbone, softening the glutes. This is the energetic space that houses knowledge of self. Who are you? Who are you really? If you've been feeling uninspired, fearful, lost, confused, you have not been operating from the space of true self. And so allow now this energy to renew and cleanse and awaken. And anything that you're holding there, because I can feel tons of emotion now moving through our group here. Just let yourself feel the emotion of that. Not a single trauma that you are holding in this space is your fault. These experiences, remember, were set up long before you were here. And forgiveness liberates you, most importantly, you, so that you can reconnect with the authentic and real you. You are worthy. You are enough, and you don't have to earn the ability to be worthy. You do not have to earn your worth. You don't have to do shit. Even in stillness, you are so worthy. Now allowing that light, that beautiful cosmic light, to wash through the thighs. And it may be more sluggish in these lower spaces. That is completely normal. It won't move as quickly as it moves through the heart space, because where we store most of our trauma is way down in these deep, deep spaces. Remind yourself it is safe to be in this body. I love this body. I chose this earth suit. Thank you for holding this divine energy. Thank you for moving me through the experience of being human. Thank you for letting me experience the sensuality of being human. The tastes, the touches, the smells, the sights. Even in our deepest sorrow, we still get to feel. And this is why we choose being human again, again, and again. It seems maddening sometimes, but there is such great purpose for us doing this. We are refining ourselves through our experiences. We are not defining ourselves. We are refining ourselves through our experiences and learning to come back to the unity as one. But we have to let go of the trauma, let go of judgment, and become love all over again and again and again, reminding ourselves that we are love. And love transcends emotion. This is not a emotional love. This is a love that sees everything as itself. It feels everything as itself. Feel how your spirit recognizes truth and dances inside the skin. Completely illuminated, so luminous you can even detect that light through closed or covered eyes. You are phenomenal. You are a miraculous being. And you dance joy on this earth just by existing. want you to do is to feel the light coming from the soles of the feet, that same light that came through the crown. And so you're going to create strands of light coming out of each sole of the foot and wrap them around the body, feeling them spiraling in opposite directions so that you are completely encased in these cosmic strands, purifying your aura and shielding you. And now from the hands, from the palms of each hand, creating 2 more strands and allowing them to also dance around the body. And they really do dance, intertwining, and look at how unique each of us is. There are no 2 alike, though we are one. Though we are one. And so grounded in the human experience, your body is tapped into Mother Earth, yet tethered to Source through the crown chakra. And feel how they cohesively work together to harmonize the human experience. We do not need to be exhausted. We do not need to be injurious to ourselves, abusive to ourselves, taking on energy or workloads that are not ours to bear. We are sovereign beings, each and every one of us, though we are one. But we cannot return to that oneness, that unity consciousness, without first loving our sovereign uniqueness. Any disharmony that you experience outside of yourself is what you're unwilling to see within yourself. And if you weren't able to understand that before the meditation, tapped into Source, you know it now. And your spirit recognizes the truth of what I just said. And so for any disharmony that I have created as Source, I am sorry. I am sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you for this opportunity, for trusting me, for trusting me to take you back to 0. I love you. Just lay in this energy. Everything that you are experiencing in this moment is 100% only you. All of that magic vibration and tingling and power is just you. Unimpeded, untainted you. Oh, you are so amazing. take your time now to bring back the human senses, reanimating the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Smell the smells of your space, the sounds, blinking your eyes open whenever you're ready. And just stay tethered like this through the night, and you should sleep phenomenally. Thank you for trusting me. Have a restful evening. I love you. So just if you want to wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug,